Are you tired of being lowballed on your property? If you received an offer recently that was below what you were hoping to hear, stay tuned. In this video, we're going to discuss what is a lowball, how do you know if you're being lowballed, and what can you do if you're being lowballed. Now, let's get into it. So, what counts as a lowball? I'm sure you don't need me to define this, but according to urbandictionary.com, it states, in regards to bartering and trading, lowballing is making an offer on something, whether goods or services, that is intentionally lower than even an acceptable offer. So if you're receiving an offer that is lower than acceptable on your property, then you are getting lowballed. So what is an acceptable offer? In real estate, there is a market that sets the prices. These numbers are ballpark ranges of what the property can sell for. The price range, however, is based on condition. If the condition is new, then the property can sell for about the market price. If the condition is not new, then it will sell below the market price. Therefore, an acceptable offer is strictly based on the property condition. The condition determines what is an acceptable price. A home has the potential of being offered different price ranges based on the condition. If you look at websites like Zillow.com, you'll see numbers that offer an estimated price. These are derived from the market. It reflects a general suggested price range based on an algorithm. You should note that this algorithm is not perfect, so if there are any price outliers in your area that happen to match a characteristic of your property, it's possible that the market price range will be either overpriced or underpriced. It's more probable for the estimate to actually be overpriced. So therefore, just keep in mind that when looking at websites, it's not always accurate, and there's also more in-depth research that has to be done to get the most accurate representation of the potential worth of the property. So think about it like this. If you have 4 television sets, but you only use one, you might decide to sell 3. And 1 is in a box and has not been opened, and 2 are used. So what price would you sell these for? So here are your options, A, B, and C. Which one would you select? The answer is B. Sure, it's possible that A can happen, but this is real estate. There are many home options out there for buyers to choose from. The market is large. The buyers don't have to buy at Best Buy prices. If they did, they would have probably just stopped by there in the first place then to find you. So the person is looking for a good deal that makes sense for both you and them. And if you're looking to increase your price, then what you could do to increase your chances for A to happen is to spruce up the property a bit, maybe new flooring and other cosmetic updates that will bring up the value. If you want C to happen, well, you can do cosmetic updatings and improve all major items like HVAC, roofing, electrical, foundation, and so on to reflect the features of a new build so that you can have a competitive property that is sure to get top dollar offers. If your home is not a flower among the weeds, then you can't expect higher bids. But we have experience in providing accurate estimates on properties, so let's take a look at what counts as a lowball. Let's go over an example. This is this estimate which suggests what this property might be worth on the market at the time of this recording in May 2021. Please note that, as we mentioned before, estimates are based on an algorithm, so we don't know if this number is accurate, but I can't make this video too long and won't be getting in depth about it to know if it's accurate, but we're going to assume for the purposes of this video that it's accurate, and we're going to look at real estate data to make sure the details reflect an accurate price range. Remember, lowballing is when you receive an offer that's lower than acceptable. And for us to know what an acceptable offer is, we need to know what the condition of the property is. So let's take a look at the condition of this property and go over what would be a decent offer versus a lowball offer. So if we take a look at this property, we can already see that it needs work. This is not very appealing. This is bare, this is bare, this is bare. This column here is cracked. There's no matching column. It looks a little odd. This door needs to be replaced. This color needs to be redone. It's not a very popular color. So we already see that it's not very attractive on the outside. The gate is rusted. It could be redone, and this mailbox needs to be replaced. We can take a look outside. It's pretty bare. The fences are falling down, and this pathway, this concrete needs to be redone. And if we take a look on the inside, this flooring definitely needs to be redone. The paint here is something that could be repainted to a different color. The floors here need to be replaced. The cabinets, the countertop, and the sink definitely need to be replaced to reflect more modern kitchen. And the bathroom as well, it definitely needs to be updated. If we take a look here, the paint and the floor and the door are something that needs to be redone, and the flooring here, the flooring here. So as we can see, this property definitely needs work, and I like to use a metric in real estate to understand what I'm going to be paying for if I were to do work on the property. So for me, this would be a C range property, and with C range properties, I'm typically paying $18 to $25 per square foot to do any repairs. So if we take a look at this number here, this is the square footage we have. So let's say I decide to redo this house for $20 per square foot. I'm paying $36,600. And that's how much I would have to put into repairs to bring this up to value. So what is the value of this property if it were to be in the tip-top condition? That's the estimate here. This is the algorithm we were talking about earlier. That gives you an estimate of what the property is worth based on a market average. So this estimate here is this amount, and this is what they're asking for right here. So we're not too far off, $2 off of what the going price is said to be, but this doesn't really reflect something new. So this property is actually overpriced, and if we take a look at the details here, we can see why. It's going through foreclosure, so there's a certain amount that has to be paid for this to make sense, and that's why you see that high price listed there. So if this is a C property, I'm spending $36,600 roughly to put some updates in here. And if I were to calculate that in to this estimate, then something that would be fair market value just based on the conditions simply would be $219. So $219,000 would be what this property is worth as it stands right now. Without any improvements, that is what it's worth. But that's not what you're going to get offered, because think about it this way, whoever you're selling the property to has to go ahead and do the renovations. So the number that I calculated with the repairs is only the material cost. Okay, I'm not calculating in labor fees. I'm not calculating any of the other fees like for the property and the closing, any taxes. I'm not calculating any of that in. So someone who buys this property, and if they were to pay you $219, they'd honestly be paying way too much, because they're just paying for the box how it is. Now, if you want to fix the box, then you need to price it lower. So honestly, something that would make sense, that would be a decent offer that you would receive for someone who's trying to renovate the property, would be $160. Somewhere around there is pretty good. This is a pretty average price. If you can get a price that's higher than $160, that's always great, but $160 would be fair. Anything else that's below 160 but getting very far from 160, then I would consider that a low ball. So 140. 130, 120 below, that's definitely a low ball offer. But 160 is what you would be looking for or more for a fair offer, and it's typically what you will receive from people when you are looking to sell this for cash. So I hope this was helpful, and hopefully this gives you a better idea of what is a low ball and what is not a low ball. In order to know if you're being lowballed, you have to take a look at condition. If your home is in tip-top condition, meaning it has features that can compete with new builds or other very recently renovated properties, then the offer you receive should be close to the Zestimate. But if it's not, it doesn't always mean that you are being lowballed. There might be other reasons that are more in the details. If you feel you are being lowballed, you can ask the person making the offer to provide the reason that it would be that number instead of the number that you think it's worth. It's possible that there is an outlier or other details in the data or condition that would make that property lower than what you think it's actually worth. So, as the saying goes, numbers don't lie. This method is a secure way to ensure you have a level of accuracy guiding the price you want to sell for. Think you're being lowballed? If you are looking to sell, we are here to help. You can fill out our 30-second questionnaire, and one of our representatives will contact you. They will provide you with a personalized analysis of your property to give you a fair range of what your property can sell for based on the condition it's in. Our representatives will use these same principles that we discussed in this video to analyze your property, so you know what metric we use. I hope you found this video useful. Please give us a thumbs up so we can continue to reach homeowners like you and provide them with a fair and accurate offer. Don't forget to fill out the form below so you can make sure you're receiving the best offer possible.